Wearing my Lang hat today. That's a pretty flashy hat, I gotta tell you. I don't normally wear flashy hats, but you know, I do appreciate Lang sending me a hat and some rub. Them throwing in that Fire Dog fire basket, that's a hell of a value. I mean, honestly. It's such an improvement over the old fire basket that I've seen in the past. I mean, good for them for kind of figuring out they needed to do something different. All right, so the brisket has been dry brining for about an hour. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the thicker end of the flat and place it on this end. My theory is the smoke and the heat's going to come up this way, and so I want that thicker part to be against the heat right here. Now what I'll have to figure out later is, depending on how fast it's cooking, if I need to put up any kind of a heat block with some wood. So I don't know. This is my second time cooking a brisket flat. The first time I did it, it just turned out really dry. So let's go ahead and get it on the pit. You know, I love me some Lang handle. I love that thunk as it locks in. It just sounds so cool. It takes about 30 seconds. Nice, clean burning fire. So what we'll do is put another split next to it. That way it's got plenty of oxygen in the middle for the fire. But I'm telling you, this Fire Dog works great, but you gotta keep the vents on the bottom open in order to have really good combustion. So by banking the coals to the front and the back, I maintain the the heat needed to have the logs burn, but I also have enough oxygen coming up through the middle for everything to catch and to burn really clean and not have to smolder. And you can see it's starting to take off. There she goes right there. About 30 seconds. All right, we'll check on it later. Well, I'm going to use beef broth to spritz the brisket, but there's kind of like a little bit of fat solids in there. So what I'm doing is I've jimmy rigged me a strainer because I don't have one. So let's see how this is going to work. So I'm going to pour it in the top, and then hopefully that'll pass through the spritzer without screwing it up. And it might be a complete waste of time. I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's all an experiment to me. All right, we'll see how this works. All right, let's take a look at our brisket. It's looking all right. It might be drying out some, so we're gonna hit it with the beef broth. Look at that. Well, looks like it's working. All right, we're gonna put it back to bed. Check on it later. It's been about 40 minutes, and you can see I've got a lot of small splits going, and you can see how small the coals get right there. So I had to put a lot of little splits on just to kind of replenish the coal bed. And that is kind of the nature of this fire basket. If you use larger splits, they certainly break down and make a larger coal bed. What I'm finding though is they smolder a little bit more. And so you're kind of balancing between using larger splits once you have the coal bed. But then once the coal bed dies down, you got to put on smaller ones to kind of build it back up, and then a larger split again. So it's, it's just normal, typical fire management and learning your smoker. One thing that interesting happened earlier today, this it binds up a little bit. You can see, like, now it's easy, but every now and then it'll bind up. And I think it's just the heat from it. But, it's working good now. Whenever it starts to bind up, I just open the, twist gently because I don't want it to snap, and open the door and let it cool off for a minute. And then it seems to you know, figure itself out. All right, it's been about 4 hours. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's starting to pool a little bit there, so we'll tip that up. Oh, that bottom's getting crispy, isn't it? 154. I want to get it at least like 165. We'll probably got another hour, and then we'll check on it then. I'm a little worried about the bottom. Looks like it's definitely getting crispy, but you know, it is what it is. All right. You see, I put a blocking, heat block right here because I thought this is getting a little crispy. But let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it, and I'll get it ready for the wrap. All right, we got our brisket flat wrapped. Now you saw that I'm using paper, and then I did a foil around it, but I only did one sheet of foil, so I'm also putting it in this foil pan just in case there's any leaks or anything. All right, it's gotten late. All right, 2:05 is what we've got. I'm gonna go ahead and call it because there will be a little bit of carryover. Not too bad. Pulls apart.
Can I pick my own piece? I want that one.
Okay.
Definitely. Well, I mean, it'll make great sandwiches. It doesn't taste bad.
This is dry.
It's super lean. There's just no moisture in it.
Yep. Oh well.
Good try though, baby.
Yep. I think if we when we reheat it, do it with beef consomme.
And butter.
Yep.
Butter, butter, butter.
All right, that's a wrap.